Hello, it's Bill, the knee pain guru. Today is Thursday, November 11th, 2021. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Remembering my grandfather and my Uncle Frankie and a number of cousins. Okay, let's see here. Today we have a long question. We have delayed contraction of lateral vastus muscle. So we're talking about tension patterns that are going on in the leg. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this question is from Ricardo. Hello, knee pain guru. I have really appreciated your feedback for my inquiry. Greetings. I'd like to reply about the questions right here. My pain is not while bending or extending my knee. While seated or lying down, it does not hurt. The pain arises when I stand because of the weight on the body over the knee supporting the weight, which leads the femur bones getting down towards the tibia, mainly in the right side. I mean a tension over the weak knee, a vertical misalignment. I can hardly walk because of the pain and can't stand for a long time. When I am seated, I am able to bend and extend the knee with almost no pain. When I contract the muscles around the knee, I notice a small anomaly in the vastus lateralis muscle, which is a delayed contraction of a lateralis vastus muscle, as if there was an adhesion or scar tissue. And this is what causes the instability of the femur bone, getting down and pressing on the knee as if the muscle is hardly holding the femur bone. The degeneration is occurring inside the knee because of inflammation created due to the pain and weakness. Thank you, best regards, and I look forward. Okay, well, here's the deal with all of that, and it's a little bit simpler than what Ricardo is pointing towards, like all of the muscles, the vastus lateralis and the vastus medialis and all that kind of stuff. That can distract us from actually addressing what's going on with the knee. So the pain is when he's standing on the knee. So there is a compression happening in the bones of the leg. The femur, the bone in the upper leg, and the tibia and fibula, the bones in the lower leg. And when there's pain, when there's compression like that, when we look at it through the lens of the neurology, like forget the anatomy, forget all the muscles that Ricardo was listing, we want to look at it solely through the perspective of the neurology. Where is the experience of the pain? The pain is experienced when there's pressure down on the knee joint, which means the position of comfort is in traction. There is a lengthening that will create comfort. This is why he doesn't have pain when he's sitting, doesn't have pain when he's lying down. The only pain is when there's compression, when he's standing up. So in order to begin to address those tension patterns, in order to begin to look at those tension patterns and begin changing the neurology that is causing the pain, that is causing the weakness, that is causing the, what did he refer to it as? The instability and the inflammation, the pain, the weakness, the degeneration of the knee joint is strictly coming from this tension pattern that is in traction. Now, let's put that aside, and I'm going to use an example of when I worked with clients one-on-one. I had clients that had whiplash, and there's two types of whiplash. There's the whiplash when a person sees the car going to hit them in the back. So what happens? They see it. Neurologically, what happens? The body tenses up and braces for the impact. So when the person is hit from behind, the knee whips back and forward, but it started out in tension. There is a tension pattern of compression going on in the neck. When we look at it, when the whiplash is a surprise, that means the person was driving down the road and all of a sudden, bam, the head whips back and the neck is in extension before it tenses up. Both cases is diagnosed as whiplash, but one is drastically different than the other. One position of comfort, the relief that you're going to experience in the neck is going to be in compression, slight compression of the vertebrae of the neck. That's going to take the tension off of what's going on in the whiplash. In the other case, if you tried to do compression with a neck that is holding a tension pattern and extension, it's going to be painful. So the other example of whiplash, when the whiplash is a surprise, the neck is going to feel comfortable with slight traction. The same situation applies to what Ricardo's talking about as far as when he's standing on his leg. When he's standing on his leg, the compression causes pain. So the position of comfort is actually in traction. When the position of comfort is in traction, when we begin to work with the tension patterns that are displayed in Ricardo's leg in traction, what ends up happening is Ricardo begins to get relief, and that tension pattern begins to move and shift and change, not only in his knee, up and down his leg, but also in other parts of his body. If this is making sense, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for future videos. If you have questions about your knee situation, please enter those in the comment section or the live chat, and I will address those. So it's important in addressing Ricardo's situation is not getting caught in the anatomy, not getting caught in what the diagnosis is if nothing is broken or torn. We want to look at where is the position of comfort? Where can we get the pressure off of the tiny little nerves in the knee that are the width of an eyelash that are being squeezed, sending a signal to the brain that there's pain in the knee. When we begin to create comfort, get the pressure off of those nerves, it sends a neurological signal throughout the rest of the body that begins to rewire the neurological signaling. We're working with the intrinsic movement of the joint. Now, the average person that's going to hear this, it's going to go right over their head because they aren't looking deep enough in the body to get a solution, to get the relief that they're looking for. They're looking strictly as, well, what do I got to do to strengthen the muscles in the leg? What do I got to do to stretch out what's going on? Do I need to do rice therapy? Is it ice or heat? What herbs do I use? They're looking on a level that is just picking the weeds at the surface of the soil. We want to go to the root of what is causing the pain. We want to go to the focal point of what is making the pain in the knee and address that. Because when we address that, we're going to change everything across the board. It's going to change the playing field as far as what you're dealing with your knee. It's going to make a huge difference. And this primarily we're focusing on pain and range of motion. There was a gentleman I was just talking with out of Hawaii just a minute ago. He scheduled a consultation with me, and he had a knee replacement. And he's looking at the scar tissue that built up in the knee as a result of the knee replacement surgery. And he's pushed through the pain. He's still struggling with range of motion. He wants to get out and surf again. And he gave me the specific, this was actually quite interesting. What I found out about surfing is that you need a 130-degree bend in the knee to actually pop up on a surfboard. And his knee replacement is rated for 150 to 155 degrees. I thought this was super cool. That he actually had a conversation with the surgeon, who was also a surfer. This was pretty neat. That the knee replacement was rated to bend to 150 to 155 degrees, which means the only reason he wasn't gaining the range of motion in his knee was directly related to the tension in the nervous system, the tension in the neurology, the body's perception of the threat of the pain he was in for years, the trauma he experienced as a result of the knee replacement surgery, and the trauma as a result of pushing through the pain to increase the range of motion in the knee. So we have to recognize that just because one, you get a knee replacement doesn't necessarily mean it's going to resolve what's going on, and that there is a huge emotional and psychological component that goes into whether we regain the range of motion in the knee or not. So, and that's primarily what these videos are for, is to change the mindset, because the mindset is your biggest challenge in getting over whatever knee situation you have. Because there's an idea of how you think the knee is supposed to heal, how it's supposed to function, how your body is supposed to operate. And if we're in conflict with how the body actually functions and operates because of a mental or emotional component, it can actually prevent your body from achieving what you would like it to achieve. If that's making sense, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications for future videos. You can actually, I forgot about this. You can check out one of the things that I set up this month is it's called Knee Club LITE. You can go to that following link, thekneepainguru.com/knee-club-LITE, LITE, and you can sign up for a very stripped down version of my coaching program, which is how I work with clients, work with them. There is not access to the private Facebook group or the videos that I'm pointing them to for homework, but you get an idea of how I function and operate in working with clients and how they respond to the work, so you can get a good understanding. And then down below that, on that page on the website, there's the opportunity to sign up for the full program, which allows us to interact, you to ask questions, whatever you have going on with your knee. And I basically customize the Knee Club program to get you the results that you're looking for and point out where you're getting stuck. There's all sorts of landmines and pitfalls. It's all about distinctions and nuances. Whenever your body wants to default to healing, that's what it does. It defaults to heal. And if it's not healing, what's happening is there's something in the way preventing it from doing so. Many times, in order to achieve the goal that you want to achieve with your knees, reduction in pain, increasing range of motion, it's more about removing what's in the way as opposed to adding additional things on, thinking that doing more is going to get you out of pain faster. Actually getting out of pain, there's less you need to do in order to get the results that you're looking for. If this is making sense, give the video a thumbs up. If you have questions, please type those in the comments section. The next Knee Club call, the full-on Knee Club call, is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern time, which is in about 30 minutes. And that's where, if you were in the program, you would have already received a Zoom link to the call, and you would just click on that link at the time we go live, and you're into that the Zoom room, and we're answering questions, figuring out what you got going on, and giving you the customized solution for what you have going on with your knee. Because where your knee hurts, kneecap, inside of the knee, outside of the knee, front of the knee, back of the knee, inside below the knee, outside above the knee, there's specific areas that can hurt in the knee. And what we look at and what I've created are specific videos to relieve the pain in the specific part of the knee that hurts, because not everyone's knee hurts the same way. Some knees hurt bending, some knees hurt extending. Like Ricardo, his knee hurt when he was standing with compression on the knee. Other people's knees hurt when they sit. Other people's knees hurt when they lie down. So each individual knee is going to have a different tension pattern that we need to begin to work with in dialogue to figure out how we're going to get the knee out of pain. So let's see. We got some people here on YouTube and Facebook. And if you have questions, please enter those in the comments section or the live chat. I will address those. One of the big things with people with knee pain, myself included, was kind of that fear of taking the step forward, like asking the question or whatever it is. Sometimes you don't even know what questions to ask. And that's a good place to start, like being present to where you're at and what you're dealing with, to even say, hey, Bill, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. Would you help me? And that opens the door to understand what we can begin to pick apart. Because when the knee is in pain, it's kind of like a big mountain. And in order to get our arms around or our brain around what we need to deal with, it's all about taking little baby steps, little bites out of that big mound of stuff that needs to be addressed. So you could break it down as to what is the highest leverage things to do on a daily basis that build on one another. So whatever we're talking about today is going to be drastically different in a week, in a month, in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year from now. And I'm not saying you're going to be in pain in a year. I'm saying that your knee is a sum total of all the experiences that accidents, injuries, surgeries, traumas that you've had in your life, and it results in the knee. You could think back and you're like, oh, well, this happened when I was in, when I first got married, and this happened when I was in college, and this happened when I was in high school, and this happened when I was in grade school. And then we begin to see how what has happened our entire life has led to the next injury, the next accident, the next surgery. And once we start making those connections, we can start drastically changing the trajectory of how your body's going to feel the rest of your life. Because we're not just looking at surface stuff. We're not just going to address, oh, my kneecap hurts. Because in order for your kneecap to hurt, the rest of your body has to hold a tension pattern as well. It's not just in your kneecap. Your hips, your lower back, your ankles, your feet, your neck, your jaw, your shoulders have to hold a tension pattern in a certain way in order for the kneecap to hurt. And if we forego that depth of looking at what's going on in the body, well, the kneecap comes back and you still have those problems in the rest of those areas. And if that's how you want to deal with it, that's cool. I'm not faulting you for it. But what ends up happening is, well, one, I'm not your guy. And two, that it usually ends up in the medical model, which involves drugs, shots, surgery, or physical therapy. And there's a whole concept that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That if we begin to address these patterns and set up the conditions so your body begins to heal itself, that we upgrade the neurology in the way so your body is doing what it wants to do, releasing and letting go of these tension patterns and healing, and you're removing those strategic blocks in the process, it never even occurs to you to go see a doctor because you're feeling good. That's the only reason you go to see one, is because something hurts, because there's a problem. If you never have a problem, do you really need to go see a doctor? That's your call. If that's making sense, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, and pop in your questions. If not, I'm going to scoot here shortly because I'll get ready for the knee club call. Clients, if they can't make the call, they type their questions in a private Facebook group. I read those live, and then the knee club members watch the replay. Let's see what else. You get access to the videos. You have several hundred videos in there. And based on what you have going on with your knee, I'll point out specific videos for you to work with for homework. Yeah, that's about it. It's kind of fun. It's definitely a journey. It's not for everybody. If you want someone to do it for you, this isn't it. If you're into drug, shot, surgery, physical therapy, solely drug, shot, surgery, and physical therapy, I'm not your guy. Although we can use those tools, we use them as tools, as a strategy for a bigger play. Meaning, there is a client that just joined Knee Club. It was Jordan. She's out of Cleveland, and Jordan has a bucket handle tear in the meniscus in her knee. And what we're doing is we're getting things set up for her surgery. Her surgery is going to take place the beginning of December. And we're getting things set up in her body, diet, water, looking at creating comfort and changing the neurology leading up to the surgery. So when she gets out of the surgery, her body's already going to be in that mode, doing the things that it needs to do to heal faster. So that's going to be beginning of December. So she's already begun working, and we're answering lots of questions because there's a little bit of an on-ramp to begin to understand how to create comfort, how to change the neurology in the knee. That does take a minute because it requires you to feel what's comfortable and what's not comfortable. So we need to make a contrast between what is painful and what is not. And you already know what's painful or what's tight or what's tender or what hurts. And we need to make a contrast in your neurology and how your knee feels so you feel something different. And we need to begin to train that, do it over and over and over again so your body begins to heal and do what it wants to do. No questions? No questions, no questions. Let's see, we got a few people on YouTube and Facebook. If you don't have questions, not a big deal. Let's see, there are some action steps below. One is you see the little ticker going by, that's Knee Club LITE. That's the group coaching program. Well, actually, it's a stripped down model of the group coaching program. You can sign up for that, complimentary access to Knee Club LITE. And then the full program is Knee Club. That's the group coaching program. And there is with Knee Club this month, we're waiving the enrollment fee. And then there's also a private coaching program. All of that's going to be in the description box below. You can check that out. Well, that's about it for today. I covered a lot. I'm going to play a short little video for you about Knee Club. You can check that out. I thank you all for being here. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and share it with your friends, family, and loved ones. So here's a little video clip that'll tell you a little bit more about what I'm up to. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video.